And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, February the 27th, 2021. It is Season 15, Episode 7. I'm Scott.
And I'm RJ.
Welcome to the show, everybody. If you want to get in touch with us, our phone number is 334-272-9228. I'm going to repeat that more throughout, just in case. But, you know, I only do it that one time and I never do it again. 334-272-9228, 272-9228. Check out InGameChat.net for all the links to get in touch with us. You can find us on Twitter at InGameChat. You can also find us on Facebook, same name there. You can email us, everyone at InGameChat.net. You can join us on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv, type in InGameChat, and you'll find us there. And we have a Discord, which Nabokov fan will put a link to in our chat room. And I'm going to get that link up on our website stuff. I know I said that last week, but got to do that. So yeah, going to make sure I get that done. Welcome, one and all, to the show. Let's do this thing here. Make sure. There. So yeah, all that's working. Everything's good. I did not know that game was out. Lethal Migraine in the chat room just says, MLB The Show feels so nice on Xbox. Sure, it's only a tech test, but wish there was more to do. Oh, is it like a demo or something?
Yeah, you were invited to the special tech test. I got my invite and I started playing that as well, so it was a good time overall.
I have not messed around with it. Any of those tech tests, can you like invite a friend?
I don't know about that. I was just playing to see how the game played and operated, see how it was going. It was going pretty good.
I'm curious on the Xbox. Not that I think I played one. I don't know what year it was, but it was MLB The Show. I played it. I think I rented it from GameFly.
Mm-hmm. I think
I wanted to check out the 3D,
and
it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was so amazing.
You saw the stitch of the ball as it was rotating towards the plate.
Man, it was so good. Yeah, it was great. It was great in 3D.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm in the Xbox Insiders thing, which seems odd. You would think I would be. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he said anybody in it would get it. So yeah.
I'll have to check. I'll have to find out how I can check and see how I can get in there. Yeah, Nabokov fan just threw up our Discord invite. So look, if you're in the chat room, or if you go to our chat room, whether or not you make an account or anything like that, you can see the link there. He'll have to put it again, you know, if you don't see it, because the chat room, if you're not in there, it doesn't populate. So, but yeah, there's a link there. You can go and find us on Discord. And again, I'll have this on our website and stuff. Nabokov, Jeff has done a fantastic job of putting that all together. It's got, and I have it on my phone here, all the different things that he's got set up there for us to chat about and to talk about and that sort of thing. It's got announcements. We've got schedules and our YouTube posts. We're going to put those up as well. We've got our general discussion. We've got Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo PC. Place for you to put your gamer tag in there so that people can find you on any of these systems, be it Steam or anything out there where they can find you as well. Mobile gaming, he even put that in there. Good job for him. And then, of course, we have a chat channel as well. Just plenty of stuff. I guess that would be in general, yeah. I was thinking of, like, what about the off-topic stuff? Like, what if we're talking about the new TV show or something like that, you know, a movie or something, which you don't really think about because, you know, movies aren't really doing anything right now.
Yeah.
So, not a lot to talk about. But yeah, he says he'll be adding channels to request a song and show the mailbag, all that stuff. He's doing a fantastic job with it. So I am insanely happy with what he's done. I'm proud of what he's done. So thank you so much for doing that. I am a novice when it comes to not necessarily when it comes to Discord, but like setting everything up in Discord, like all the channels, and making sure that you can access this, but this person can't access it, or they can access it, but they can't type into it. All this other, there's so many rules and different things that can go with it. And like I set up the one for our Destiny clan, I created that one, and with the help of Vince, who is Random Man X, who sometimes pops up in the chat room with us, he and I set that up, more him than me, to do everything. And now we've got, different ways that you can, different channels you can go into and discuss about different things, and things that only we can see, and then things that only we and the mods can see, and then all this other stuff. So he figured all that out. So good job, because it's not on me. I'd screw it up if I did it. I would screw it up. I need to get John back in. I'm going to get back in touch with John. I feel like we're going to get an influx of Destiny players soon, because they made their big announcement that they were killing off the sunsetting weapons and armor type stuff, where it's like, okay, they're not going to have a level cap on them anymore. We're going to remove that only from a certain point in the game's history to now. And I don't exactly know it, but I know that everything this season, and I want to say the season prior, and maybe prior to that, will not be sunsetted anymore. They're going to kill that off come next season. Took them 4 months. It lasted 4 months before they... I thought it was a bad idea to begin with. I hated it.
Yeah.
I really, really did. And unfortunately, one of my favorite guns, which you got from the Black Armor, or the Armory is what it was.
Black Armory.
Yeah, the Black Armory that, and it was a pulse rifle, and it was just fantastic. It will not be into the guns that carries over, but that would have been my gun for life until they made something new that would have been. But it was just fantastic, and I hated it. I was like, okay, you shouldn't do it. I get what you're trying to do. You want to get some variety, or you want people to have a variety, but it goes against everything else that they were saying, because I know people were pulling up quotes from not even very long ago when they talked about, we want you to play the game, you want to, play it your way.
Right.
But we can. If you're going to take away our weapons, we can. If you're going to put a moratorium on our on the things that we enjoy, you're saying we can go and play the way we want to, but you're putting a restriction in that by sunsetting these games or these weapons a certain lifespan. Sunsetting, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, I forget that I should explain things a little bit more, because I think Destiny's the only game that's using this term. But what it basically means is that weapons you get have a length of life on them up to a certain level. My level right now, I think, is 1290. Some of the guns that I am picking up can only go to like 1360. So if I can upgrade them in that level to get up to 1360, but when I got to 1360, that's it. So if I were picking up guns that were like 1400 or 1450 or 1500, I couldn't put them in my favorite gun to bring it up to that level. I wouldn't be able to do that because they put restrictions on them, but they're taking those away. It did not last very long at all. Like I said, 4 months. Anthem lasted longer than sunsetting.
Wow.
But just barely.
Yeah. But still.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely be getting into that. But I feel like we're going to have some more people join in. So John did our logo that you see right below us. John did our logo, and then on our Discord for the Destiny 2 clan, he did a logo with IGC and everything else and made it use Destiny and whatever else. So I need to get him to make another one and make it less season dependent. I was using key art from each season, or each, not each season, but each expansion that came out yearly.
Right.
But it's only good for a year, and then you got to change it up. So you got to figure out something new. And I got to get John back in. I haven't talked to him for forever. His name is 1019. He's helped us out a lot of times. He's done our logos. He used to send in music from games, because it used to be hard to get music from games because it was hard to find. Now you can find music from games all over the place, but at the time it was kind of hard to get that. And he was able to pull the files from some, like I would ask for, some game that he's playing. I was like, can you pull the MP3s out of that or whatever, the music files? And he's like, sure. And he would send those over. So yeah, everybody is it's a community thing, between Jeff, Nabokov fan, and everybody else that has helped us out. It's all been, it hasn't just been us here, on this side of the microphone, but everybody else on the other side who help us do these things. And we'd be nowhere without you. So thank you so much for doing that. We should get into, maybe, I guess, I was going to say that maybe Anthem's something worth talking about. I mean, Lethal Migraine, and I brought it up. Lethal Migraine says, speaking of Anthem, when was the last time Bioware made anything good? Now that Anthem is canceled, might as well cancel Bioware. All they seem good at is wasting money. Bioware, what was that's the problem. You remember the last thing I think they made was that Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
But I want to say they've made more than that.
Looking at Anthem, Mass Effect.
Mass Effect, yeah. Mass Effect, of course.
Dragon's Age, Inquisition.
Why am I even thinking? It's just hard. Well, yeah, the Dragon Age series is great. The Mass Effect series is great. I don't play the Dragon Age series, and I really only played the one Mass Effect game, which was the sequel.
Baldur's Gate, how popular was that one?
I don't know. Baldur's Gate 3 is out right now, but it's not from them. It's from
Baldur's
a different...
Gate 2, I mean.
It's from a different team. I didn't know they did MDK. Well, they did the sequel anyway.
Neverwinter Nights.
Oh, man. Jade Empire. Good God.
Yep.
Yeah. No, they're decent developer. They're having a lot of misses instead of hits lately. Anthem was a huge, I would say, blow to them, because it was poised to be something to compete not only against Destiny, but also any other sorts of things that are kind of like that, MMO type stuff. It was supposed to be that option, that it was supposed to be, here's, the other white meat, you know what I'm saying? It was supposed to be the other, here's a different flavor for you, try something else, and was supposed to just, fill it up, but it was bad. It was bad. It was really bad. And they kept putting time and effort into it, and then it's just, failed.
Turned into a money pit.
EA said that their studio in Austin, I know this will be disappointing to the community of Anthem players who have been excited to see the improvements we've been working on. It's also disappointing for the team, who were doing brilliant work. And for me personally, Anthem is what brought me to Bioware, and the last 2 years have been some of the most challenging and rewarding experiences of my career. It was released in 2019. They were going to try and take a bite out of the cake that is Destiny, or the pie that is Destiny. Felt incomplete. You're exactly right. It did. It was just, something was not there. There was a lot of somethings that weren't there, actually, because nothing about it, there was not one thing that I could tell you they did well. They did a lot of things, but I can't tell you that any one thing was done well.
Yeah.
There was, I think, room for improvement. I think there was plenty of things that probably could have been done well. I mean, I hate to say it, because I know when you're on creative and you're making something for a game, you don't want to hear people say, well, just do what they're doing, type of thing. You don't want to just make it more like Destiny or like something else. They wanted to hold their own and be different, but also engaging and everything else, and it just wasn't working. It was not working.
A lot of places fall into that trap. They have one game is successful, and everyone else tries to make a different version of that same game.
Yeah.
Like the Battle Royale craze that went on. It was like PUBG and Fortnite and all the plethora of other clones that came in afterwards.
Well, the ones that stick, man, because PUBG, I would say, was the first one that started that, and then Fortnite, made it work continuously, and so does PUBG. And now you've got what's that other one? And not Anthem,
Apex Legends.
Apex Legends.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, that seems to be big enough of a pie that you can have, plenty of multiple slices out of to fulfill, those games. But I guess maybe the Destiny pie is really small, or just Anthem didn't work. And I'm going to say Anthem just didn't work. Because I think it's there. What's the other one? Valheim. Isn't that the other one?
Yeah, the one we were talking about last time.
That's the
one that jumped in popularity.
Massively.
Yeah, in no time.
Yeah, James is. I saw James playing that on Steam. I saw him sign in. He's playing Valheim.
Okay.
I have not touched it. I would.
Or maybe Anthem didn't have enough to make it different from Destiny, because I heard a lot of just like Destiny, and it was just like Destiny in this aspect. I think the only thing was like the flying suits or whatever. Something like that.
You run the risk, because if you just make it like Destiny, people are like, well, then I'm just going to go play Destiny.
Just play Destiny, yeah.
But if you can do that and make it better, or
okay, see, now I'm trying to think about the difference between PUBG and Fortnite and Apex Legends and things of that nature.
I'd love to tell you, but I haven't played.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played them either, but
I've only played Apex Legends. I haven't played any of the other two.
Yeah.
In fact, that's the only battle royale game I ever played was Apex Legends. Tried it out,
Yeah.
Played a little bit of it, but after a while, I was like, I can't get into this.
Yeah. But I'm trying to see the variations in between the two that makes them stand apart from each other. I mean, it's the same genre, really, but what makes them special? That's what I'm trying to say. What makes those four? What special aspects they have that keep them separate from each
PUBG
other?
is more realistic weapon type stuff.
Yeah.
And Fortnite. See, in PUBG you can't build things, and I know in Fortnite you can build.
Yeah, building. Okay.
And then Apex Legends, I don't think you can build things either. But your characters have special abilities and moves and things like that, where you can, you get a super type of thing, so you have a super attack or something like that. So it's they have their differences, but they have enough people to play them to support it. Whereas Anthem did not.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because of they were chasing after the Destiny audience, that there's not enough to chase after, which is more than likely the case. There's just not enough there to sustain. Is my best guess, and I can't tell you that, but I can't tell you that for sure. But I know with Destiny now, so what we got some news Wednesday or Thursday, where Destiny was their usual September expansion, which of course this past year got pushed back to November, Beyond Light. The next one is the Witch Queen. That is getting pushed into next year. So it will not be coming in September or November at all. It's going to be coming in 2022. And they're getting rid of the sunsetting, which is just a fantastic job. Thank you. It never should have been there in the first place. Good job for trying. I appreciate you trying, but I really, really would. This is the thing that irks me about Bungie sometimes. And it irked me back when they were doing Halo 2. And I don't mean Halo 2 the game, but when they were doing the Halo franchise.
Yeah.
They would do these vid docs, these video documentaries or whatever they are, these things where they would interview the team and talk to you about their game coming up and everything else. And it was full of polish and full of, it felt like they were halfway up their own, like oozed pretentiousness, oozed this like, oh yeah, man, we're stylish and cool and everything else. And I was, and
was it to the point where it got you, where you heard and you were concerned?
Well, no. I mean, the first example came from Destiny itself, the first game. And I think even some of the updates was where they would tell you, like, oh, no, this is how it's going to work. And then they would release it. And all of a sudden, you would have way more players than they had testers going through this thing. And suddenly it's like, oh, whoops. And that was a big part of the problem, was that they wouldn't test that stuff. Or at least they would, but they just didn't have enough people to do that with. And you're never going to have that in a game like this. But I just hated the fact that, and they had plenty of people telling them that, look, this sunsetting thing's a bad idea. It was a bad idea. And I'm not sure that they didn't have people internally probably saying, yeah, this is a bad idea. We shouldn't be doing this. But yeah, it failed, and I'm glad that they're able to recognize that. Some developers can't do that. Some developers can't recognize that they made a mistake there, and they will double down. And it's good that they didn't. I think they've been around long enough to know that when they make those mistakes, but you'd think they'd be around long enough to know that it was a mistake to begin with. I don't understand where that meeting would come from. Trials is now something where this is, again, a situation where they did these videos, these presentations, and talked about, we're bringing Trials back, and everybody wanted that, and Trials is back, and then they were all hyping it up, and then Trials became a horrible thing. A horrible, horrible place to play. Because of their matchmaking, because of the cheating, because of plenty of problems that are with it that they didn't have the infrastructure to build into the thing to prevent. People now play Trials because once you get like ever how many games in, the loot pool opens up for you. So it doesn't mean that you have to win this many matches or do this sort of thing. So what they've got now are teams, fail teams. Instead of fire teams, they call them fail teams. You'll get with 2 other guys, go into a match of Trials, and then you'll just yeet yourself off the map and die. And they'd get the win. And that's fine. You do that for 3 games, loot pool's open to you. Doesn't matter. That's all. And that's all you wanted.
Yeah. Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. And so, but again, they hyped this thing up like it was, we know you want it and we're going to bring it back and this, and it just, well, you did it wrong. Or you didn't test it enough, or you just don't have the implementation. So why put it out there until you do? So yeah, the vaulting stuff, all the planets and stuff, so far they've been okay with. I don't miss them. There are aspects that I missed where there was some good farming where you could go in and there's like, here's a ton of enemies, just go farm. But there's other places where that exists now. Yeah. And so
I think at one point Titan was just there. I was just there to like goof off or just test weapons and play with other stuff like that. I just knew the area so well, and Titan was just the place to go.
Here's another great design decision, right? Titan, really, really small area.
Yeah.
Basically 2 landing zones, that's it.
Yeah.
But you could pull out your Sparrow and ride between them. Mercury, bit bigger than Titan. 1 landing zone, no Sparrow whatsoever. Until later, just before they vaulted the thing, they were able to put Sparrows in there so you could drive around the place.
Yeah.
What stopped that to begin with? You know, even on the moon, not the moon, the Europa. Which is a moon, but still. On Europa now, the new planet, for its introductory first months or ever how long it was,
right?
I think there were just 2 landing zones. Actually, there was more than that, but they were vendor zones basically. There was a landing zone for one vendor who was way down at the bottom of the map. Then there was a landing zone that would take you to whichever location, like either you go left or you go right, and that takes you into whatever, plus there's a vendor right when you spawn in. And then I think that may have been it. There may have been one other landing zone, I can't remember, but they've implemented another one. Because people asked for it. And I'm grateful that they did, but why didn't you even see that to begin with? Because you didn't have enough people playing it for enough amount of time.
To see the inconvenience of having those that small number of drop points. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, basically, I don't know how they do this, and I'm speaking as though I know what I'm talking about. But you have your testers go in and like, well, I want you to test these weapons, and I want you to test this armor or this strike or parts of the game. Go test that. But nobody was just testing. Just play the game, Just go and play rather than whatever, and find out that it really would help if you put something
something
here.
Pops up. Tell
really
us
would help if you'd put in some vehicles here so that we can drive around this area. I know it's small, but it's still big enough that it takes forever to get to if you're just on foot. So I don't know. There's issues, but yeah. Nabokov, Dragon Age Origins, pretty awesome. Anthem was Warframe done badly. I did play a little Warframe. That actually did seem good. There were aspects of Warframe.
Yeah, Warframe is a fun little game to play.
Yeah, exactly. See, they found that they could have a little bit of that slice.
Yeah. That's true.
So yeah.
You got a favorite weapon in there?
In Warframe?
Yeah.
I didn't play it enough to
Didn't play
game.
enough?
Yeah, I didn't. I liked
bow and arrow?
That's what you start with is bow and arrow.
Well, I had kunais first when I started.
I thought it was bow and arrow for me. Maybe it wasn't. It's been a while since I played it.
Yeah, I think last loadout I had was bow staff, bow and arrow, and one of the rifles there. But it was just a satisfying feeling having the you know how you feel about rifles and the shooting in Destiny, how good it felt, how good it felt to pull that bow back. It took, a power bow. It took a long time to draw the string back.
Yeah.
But when you let that thing fly, it went clear across the map and took out someone from a distance away. And the feeling of hitting that shot.
Well,
was,
that's the other thing. Yeah, that's the other thing that Bungie has going for them is that just the shooting feels really, really good. The shooting feels great. Anthem, and honestly, I don't know of many other developers who can touch that. The shooting feels good. People sometimes, I know me and James talked about it. Like, God, I hate your game, but I love your shooting mechanic, and that just keeps bringing me back. I'll just keep being there it just feels right, feels good, and yeah, so they've really got that going for them. It's hard. That's hard for anybody else to touch. People can find design decisions everywhere else and make things better, but something will be lacking and it won't quite hit it. And honestly, I think it's the shooting. Lethal Migrant says PUBG isn't very good in my opinion, but it's one of the top 5 games sold all time. It's done very well. Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
So thinking about shooters in Minecraft. Okay. I don't want to keep them holding. I'm guessing this is Chris. So let's go ahead and take the call. Hey, Chris.
It's me.
Hey, man. What's up?
Yeah, y'all talking about the Valheim. I've been watching one of my streamers that does YouTube videos and stuff, that loves those type of games. He's been playing that for quite a while. But, yeah, if I didn't have so much time to sunk into other games and everything and had Steam set up on my PC, I could play it. I'd definitely be playing that one, too. But it's one that he likes to play the different series and stuff. It's kind of like the 7 Days to Die and all the different ones where you can build and adventure and this and that and everything that got him pulled in, and it's got me pulled into that one as well. But, yeah, I can see why it's been taken off, but yeah, everybody's enjoying playing that one.
Is PUBG free? It's not, is it?
I don't know. Let's see.
Is it free to play?
Might be.
Apex Legends is, and Fortnite is.
Yeah, Fortnite is, yeah.
But I don't know that PUBG is. And honestly, I kind of wish Valheim, I wish that was free to play as well, because I'd love to just give it a shot and check it out. But I don't know. I'm weird with money in my video games. I really am. I really, really am, because I'm like, man, $20 that's a high cost of entry on something that I don't even know if I'm gonna like. But I look at games like that, and my
not free.
Yeah, what, PUBG isn't? Yeah, I didn't think it was. Because that's another one I haven't played. Probably because it costs, and it just hasn't. And I've watched people play it, and I've watched streams, which is probably what I need to do with Valheim. But yeah, and I know when something's just not up my alley, and that PUBG and Apex and Fortnite are not. Valheim,
the genre in general.
Yeah, Valheim probably isn't for me either, but I know it's doing something different. I don't know what that different is, but I know it's doing something different.
Yeah, it's pretty unique from what I've seen. It follows in the formula of the ones that I like, the action survival games where you can build your own base, and like a role-playing game where you gain levels and upgrade your gear and stuff like that.
Is it strictly, I don't want to say PvP, but I mean, can you...
You can play multiplayer, you can go to other people's worlds, but it's not really player versus player. It doesn't have any of that.
Well, okay, it's not player versus player, but is it player with player? In other words, like you and I could team up and
you can. It's multiplayer where you can team up with other people and play in the same world and help each other out.
Okay,
is it something like Chris? Is this something like Fallout 76? Similar,
but it's you'd have to the guy I've been watching that plays these games and everything. His name is Cage848. If you want to look up, he's got a whole bunch of videos on that one for sure. I mean, I think he's got close to 20 or 30 videos on that series alone. But one of the unique things I've seen to get your hit points up, you have different meals that you can equip and eat that you can make, and you can eat 3 different types of items, and that's where you get your hit points. You get different stats from different items, and the different ones that you eat, you can eat 3 different ones, and then that can kind of get your stats up to however you want to do whatever you're doing at the time.
Hey, let me ask you a question real quick. Have you played it?
I've never played it, but
you haven't played it. Okay.
I wish I could play it. I wish I had some time to set aside and get into Steam and buy it and play it, but shoot, I
may reach out to. I know James is playing. I may reach out to James, see if he can't come on the show, either by phone or whatever, just to talk about that game, because curious as to his thoughts on it and stuff like that. And he's
$20.
What?
Valheim.
It's like I said,
okay.
It's $20, which for me feels, and it's odd because I bought. If you go to Black Friday, my past purchases on Black Friday, and you'll see games that I bought that haven't even opened that I paid either $20 or more for.
Now they're $3.
Well, I bought the Mafia Definitive Edition for console for $30. Well, probably $26 with the Best Buy thing.
Close enough.
Ooh, I just realized tomorrow is my last day to enjoy my Gamers Club Unlocked discounts at Best Buy. Yeah. Not that I'm going to go nuts on anything. I think there's a couple Switch games, but I'll just check for pre-orders because you get a nice discount on some pre-ordered games, but I'll see. But yeah, for whatever reason, I look at Valheim. Although I did play, I played Mafia, so I know what that is. I know what I'm in store for. Valheim, I have no idea. Also, you buy it. You buy a physical copy like that, you can put it back and take it back, and trade it back in or get a refund. This is something that it's yours to keep. Can't do anything about it that I know of. It's also early access as well. Yeah. So, I'm just curious. I hope it's not like We Happy Few, where you had all these different things. Like you had to eat, otherwise you'd lose health. You had to sleep, otherwise you'd lose health. You had to drink, otherwise you'd lose health.
I don't think it has that kind of effect in it. You have to worry about that. You eat these different items to get, how many hit points you have, and you can craft different items like out of iron and steel and things like that. Now it's silver, and as you find other items, you can upgrade your items and build new things and stuff. So it kind of has that that type of feel to it. Other ones that are like that, like 7 Days to Die, and some other ones like that I remember seeing. That's the ones that he loves to play.
Yeah, I remember that managing your health that way.
And
not really a popular
there's a certain
implementation in games though.
I'll only go so far in the sim aspect of stuff. Like, okay, I was it Ark? I think maybe that did something like that, or
Fallout New Vegas was like that.
Yeah, was it?
Fallout New Vegas, you had to maintain your hunger, your thirst, get sleep. Yeah. Because your performance was going to...
I don't think you have to do that one in this one. I don't remember seeing that or him having to do that. I think you get a real rested bonus when you sleep and all, and then you can sleep to fast forward time, but you don't. It's not a requirement.
Yeah, see, that was something in Fallout New Vegas. I'd play that on PC so I could open up a trainer and tell it to bypass all that crap.
Yeah, I mean, there was. I
don't want to have to. I can mess with my inventory and I can do everything else, but don't make me have to monitor that. Oh, I better eat quick because I'm losing health because I haven't eaten or had sleep or anything. Just
the game will let you know your vision starts getting crazy when you don't eat. Yeah.
I've noticed also in the Valheim, there's certain biomes, and one of them they've discovered some trees in like a swamp biome that are indestructible, and people have figured out that you can build tree houses in them, and
they're also indestructible.
Yeah, because they're the components and the pieces that you can build are attached to the tree. Since they would attack the tree, they become invulnerable since they can't attack your building and everything. Now after you get so far up in the sky, they don't even see you or even recognize you're there. So people have been spanning bridges and making tree houses like from the Star Wars movies, like on Endor and stuff. Having a ball, just doing all kind of cool stuff.
Completely indestructible.
I'll look at some videos on that. But Chris, we got to take a break, man. I appreciate you calling.
All right, y'all have a good weekend then.
Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah, we're gonna go to break. When we come back, we'll talk about what we've been playing, which for me ain't much, but we'll see what RJ's been playing. Right now, we've got music from. It's an old one because it was free on the Switch up until the 25th. I think was the last day you could get it for free. And it was the old Ghosts and Goblins from way back when, the NES version. What?
Yeah, Ghosts and Goblins, yeah. I was thinking Ghouls and Ghosts, the one from the arcade.
Right, which is the one they based on.
Well, they're both in the arcade. Hey.
They are. Well, there's Ghouls and Ghosts, which I think is the same as... Isn't that the same?
It was Genesis.
Genesis?
I think Ghouls and Ghosts was on the Genesis. That was the first one I played. Ghosts and Goblins on the NES in the arcade. I remember that one. But I think Ghouls and Ghosts was a spiritual successor or whatever.
Maybe,
like
but the SNES had Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if that would be... Yeah, I know you're going to look this up now.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Ghouls and Ghosts. 88 Capcom. Yeah, Genesis. Yeah, Genesis. That was the first one I played, Ghouls and Ghosts. Then you had Ghosts and Goblins. That was the one I remember in the arcade.
RJ's our researcher.
No, not quite. But yeah, that was an 8. So yeah, Ghosts and Goblins was 85. And Ghouls and Ghosts was 88. So yeah.
Well, it was free, and I was thinking about it. And plus, I was trying to find music from they did a new one. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection, I think is what it's called.
Resurrection, something like that, yeah.
So I was trying to find music from that, but nothing. So here's Ghosts and Goblins from way back when. We'll be back with more in-game chat right after this. Call us, 334-272-9228. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. This is music from a game called Pumpkin Jack. This track is called The Owl. Can't remember what system it was on, but I know it's on mobile, but it's also on, maybe Switch. I'm not sure. So. All right, RJ, I've been playing Destiny here and there. But that's pretty much it. It's Iron Banner week, and so been doing a lot of multiplayer and whatever else. So.
What do you get out of that?
What do I get out of what?
Iron Banner.
Iron Banner? It's the fact that the bounties that you get from it are pinnacle. Okay. And so those are higher leveled stuff, so it pulls up my rank.
So nothing directly from Iron Banner, just the jobs that you have to do.
I will say I got a submachine gun this morning. That's nice. Really, really good. I actually like that. But no, for the most part, nothing. I think there's another one of those quests that comes with it. Like you have to do a bunch of different things, and it drops a weapon, but I don't know what weapon it drops. But yeah, most of the time I get nothing. But it's more of a. I look forward to it because it's a good time to like level up. Well, put it this way: last season, I think they did 2 or 3 Iron Banners, maybe just 2. And in the first one, I got everything I needed out of it, and I never even touched the second one because there was nothing there for me that I needed. I was already leveled up to where I needed to be, and I wasn't planning on. Once you get down to right now, I'm like 1290, but the level cap is 1310. So I mean, I'm close. But so this is 4 opportunities to get higher level stuff, be it armor, weapons, doesn't matter. It's going to help me. However, when you get down to just needing like 1 or 2 things, going through Iron Banner just to try and get those 1 or 2 things to drop is not worth it. I don't think, personally. So yeah, that's just me. But yeah. What about you? What have you been playing?
More Cyberpunk. Playing on the second playthrough. I'm at level 40 now. I got a few more jobs to do before I get up to level 50. So I'll probably have to go through the hustles, police jobs, and max myself out on that second playthrough to see what I can do with that. Like we mentioned earlier from the Bioware and then we were talking about MLB The Show.
Yeah.
Got invited to the invite on that, so I started playing that, and there was a few options with cameras and meters and things like that to work on and play with. There was one that I really found interesting was the ability to change the size of the meter for pitching. One of the things that always got me was I liked the meter pitching, but sometimes it would be hard to see the line where I have to hit my timing right to throw the pitch the perfect angle. So now with this option, I can increase the size of it, make it bigger so I can see that line a whole lot better. Just have to arrange it on the screen so that it won't interfere with what I see on the field of play.
Okay, then.
So that was one nice little feature that I liked on that. Played a bit of Street Fighter V. They got the new update, of course, and an interesting character has been released. Dan is available to play.
Oh, that's right.
The usual joke character. But here's the thing, though. He has options now. People have been playing and training with him, and they found a whole bunch of good stuff with him. He's got tools now. He's got talent. I mean, someone found an infinite with him in the combo and in the corner with him. I mean, 70, 80 hits with Dan, of all people. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Punk, a pro player Punk, won a online tournament with him. Took home first place with using Dan as his character. So yeah, he's got options. So he's not as weak and a joke as people have always made him out to be. I mean, he was good in Super Street Fighter 4. People could do some work with him, but he is new. So as soon as someone figures some things out, they'll be able to get a good spot from where he's supposed to be. But right now, people are having a little trouble figuring him out. So yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. What I've been playing this week.
All right.
Yeah.
I know it's not much for me either. So, other than, like I said, Destiny, that's pretty much it. I haven't played. What have been interesting? I know there's some new games that came to Xbox Game Pass. I think Elite Dangerous was one of those, and I kind of want to look into that. In fact, what do we have? There was, I put it up here. Nope, that's Destiny. That's Bungie. Yeah, PlayStation Plus lineup for March. For PS5, it's a game called Maquette. For the PS4, you'll get Remnant from the Ashes and Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then PSVR, you'll get Farpoint. So that's what we're getting in March for that. I didn't see, maybe I already mentioned what we're getting for games with gold, but I didn't see anything about that. So, yeah.
Remnant.
Not familiar with it.
I think a buddy of mine was talking about about that game. Really punishing difficulty if it's the right game. Yeah, it's a very punishing game where you can't really afford to backtrack in that game because it respawns enemies that you we're dealing with. So if you try to advance forward and you have a bunch of enemies that you can't deal with, you try to backtrack to get yourself some space, you're going to be surrounded because the enemies are going to respawn behind you and you're going to be jacked up and get killed probably, most likely more than anything else. Brutal difficulty from what he told me, but it's still entertaining enough to make you persevere and push through it.
We'll see about that.
Okay.
I give up easily. We'll see about that. Yeah. One thing about Anthem, going back to that, was that because of just Anthem not working, they've apparently taken out whatever the online component would have been for Dragon Age 4.
Okay.
And they're switching completely to single player on it. So, which is fine. I felt like that's exactly what Dragon Age has been, was a single player type of game.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because we did talk about how some games have forced multiplayer in there, which really doesn't belong. And I was using
not just multiplayer, but also games as a service type thing.
Oh yeah.
And well, go ahead with your example.
I was saying the best example I always come up with is Dead Space. When they threw that multiplayer aspect in Dead Space, it was like made no sense to me. I'm like, this is a single player suspense horror type thing. Team thing really doesn't fit in here, but you threw it in there anyway.
Like,
so
I know. I never understood it from Uncharted and Last of Us since.
Yeah.
Putting multiplayer in those games, I never quite understood that. But people really enjoyed them. But the other one was the, oh goodness, what game was it that I was trying to make an example of? Well, you can make an example of not just Rocksteady, but Warner Brother Games Montreal or whatever it is, their Montreal studio, because they're working on the new another Batman game, whatever it's called, Gotham Knights or something like that. And Rocksteady's working on Suicide Squad. Both seem to be leaning towards that games as a service type thing. Whereas you're always online to join up with and do everything else with. They're making it a service because, that's apparently where the money is, I guess. I don't know. Seems to be to them that's where the money is. Yeah, exactly. Nabokov fan puts it in there. The loot boxes and money. That's what it is. It's something for them to make more money with. And it's also something where a developer can, and I don't necessarily like this idea on some level. Bungie has been, again, let me go back to them for an example. Ever since they sold the Halo property to Microsoft and allowed themselves to go do their own thing, they started Destiny. They've been doing Destiny now. It was a 10-year plan, but that's all they're doing. They are working on something new, but still, for ever how many years, it has been Destiny because they made a games as service type thing. Rocksteady now, if this succeeds or if this does what it needs to be done, they're going to be stuck with doing Suicide Squad, I guess, forever how long it's supposed to go. We kind of don't know what that's going to be yet. But if it turns into that, they've got to continue providing content for it. And so you're not really going to get anything except more of that.
How did that DC Universe Online thing go?
It's still around.
Does it have good numbers, though?
I have no idea. I rarely hear about it, so I would say no.
Yeah, okay.
But I really have no idea. I played it. I enjoyed it, actually.
But it wasn't enough to keep you locked in for long periods of time?
It wasn't, because nobody else that I knew was playing it.
Okay.
And so, at that time, Discord wasn't around to team up with other people. And I imagine there's a Discord community for DC Universe Online where you can team up and play with each other and, go out there and be superheroes. And that's fantastic.
I'm trying to see if there's a...
But I will say most of my problem with DC Universe Online came from my love of City of Heroes, where it's like, you've got a high bar to reach here, my friend, and you ain't reaching it.
Because you could build... Could you build your hero on DC Universe Online?
You can, yes. It doesn't obviously it doesn't have the doesn't have anywhere near
the
customization options that City of Heroes does.
The City of Heroes, you felt like that was you. That was the character you built. Every aspect, that's you. Everything about it. So I still remember mine.
Lethal Migrant says that Warface Breakout, Vicious Attack Llama Apocalypse, Metal Slug 3, Port Royale 3 are the games with gold to do
Metal Slug is fine.
Yeah, I interrupted you there for a second. What were you saying about DC Universe Online?
DC Universe Online is compared to banking your characters and things like that. I'm just wondering if the numbers were good enough. But I'm thinking the most fun I've seen people have playing was Gotham City Imposters.
Yeah,
I still remember that title.
Yeah.
And a whole lot of people were loving playing that game.
I got so many free invites to that thing. We were giving them away. Oh, man. Gotham City Imposters was actually really, really good.
Yeah, it was.
It had no right to be good, but it was actually really, really good.
I still remember that little loading icon. Dude in the office suit holding a bat mask and two 357s running down the street.
It was good, man.
Yeah.
I think it finally died like last year.
Yeah. It died from what I gathered, but I don't know if it was trying to like bring it back, like private servers or anything like that to get it back on there. But man, it was just a good time all around.
It really was.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're at the top of the hour here. We're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we'll go over that state of play from Sony that they did this past week. We'll also talk about some canceled games or some delayed games, maybe we should say that, actually. Well, we don't know what they are, actually. Canceled, delayed, we're not actually sure, but we'll tell you about them. Right now, we got music from Baldur's Gate 3. Funny, we should be talking about that earlier, but Baldur's Gate 3, they had a main theme part 1 and they had main theme part 2. So here's part 2. We'll be back with more in-game chat right after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. This is music from Bravely Default 2. Main theme on that, which I think recently came out. So yeah, Sony held a state of play this past week. And I'm still looking at the chat room here, because there was a lot of people saying that, it was not good. State of play was really bad. The only thing that looked good was the Bethesda game. Ty TDL says, I thought they could have skipped state of play entirely. All they wanted was release date for Horizon and sneak peek at God of War, which God of War got delayed. And Horizon, I think Horizon is still on track, but, probably late this year. If it doesn't get delayed, I think Horizon's also going to get delayed too.
Expect delays.
Easily. I really think it will. But they just rarely hit their mark on these things when they announce them so early. But yeah, let's see. Final Fantasy VII DLC looked okay. Depends on price, but it was nice to see Yuffie again. Yuffie, whatever. It's $70. Sony is going to screw everyone until people start fighting back. Nintendo 64 used to sell games for $70. It was a matter of time before that price came back. Yeah. So, but yeah, Sony did their state of play. They showed off Crash 4, but I guess the updated version for PS5 and some other little things they've thrown into that version as well. Faster load times, 4K, 60 frames per second gameplay, 3D audio, stuff like that. Returnal was shown off. More about Returnal. So it interests me, but sort of. I don't know. It involves it's involved in a time loop. So every time you die, you start over again, and everything changes. And that doesn't. I don't know. I think that's wrapped into the story somehow. So maybe that intrigues me, but I'm not too big on the start over after you die thing rather than continue where you left off. I'm not exactly sure that they're explaining it all exactly the way it's going to work. But I was interested in it until I saw some of the gameplay, and I completely was like, this does not look fun. That did not look fun to me. So yeah, kind
of meh.
I was very meh on it. Then Sifu, Sifu, that came along. That really impressed me. But I don't know what I was seeing, if it was gameplay or not. But it was hand-to-hand combat. All of it. Martial arts, hand-to-hand combat. There were no guns involved.
Yeah, Sifu. Yeah.
And some of the things they were pulling off, I'm like, how... It'll be interesting to see how this works. Is it button combinations? Is it just animations that are happening or taking place? I don't know. So I'm not exactly sure how that plays. Plus, his character kept getting older and older. It was interesting. So I really, really want to know more about that. Solar Ash was shown off. Yeah, it looks a lot like another game that they've done, or I think that they've done. And it came out last year for PlayStation 5. And I'm trying to find it. Yeah, interactive. And what are the games that they've had? Because I think it's the same. And then, in looking at it, I'm like, wait a second, this looks exactly like... Here it is, Pathless. Solar Ash and Pathless look very much alike, especially in the movement department. You sort of glide on the ground, sort of thing. You slide around. And that's exactly what I was getting from... The vibe I was getting from that was Pathless. What else they show off? Solar Ash. Oh! Another Five Nights at Freddy's game. Security Breach. Which... I'm not sure, because I don't follow the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise.
I'm trying to remember the last one. I think the last one was a hidden location.
Maybe. This one has first person view in it. Like, I know they've all kind of had first person view.
Hidden location was first person view.
But this is first person view, walking around. You can move around into the building and everything else.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so the hidden location was like that. You had to leave your station and go to certain places to turn the power back on or things like that. One aspect, one part in particular, I remember having to go through one Marionette's area, which was pitch black, and you couldn't hear her until she got close. I mean, with her music, her dancing music that you'd hear would only happen if she got close to you. So if she was close to you, you need to go somewhere else. Like I said, the only thing you could see was the floor with the ambient light. You couldn't see; it was pitch black. You couldn't see ahead of yourself for anything. But you had to make your way to the fuses to turn the power back on. So that was one thing like that.
Then they showed off Oddworld Soulstorm, which will be out on April 6th. But you'll get it. If you've got a PS5 and PlayStation Plus, you'll get it free. Kena Bridge of Spirits did not pull me in whatsoever. There was good animation, there was good visuals, but it looked like a hack and slash, and the story was not. I wasn't pulled in.
What was it called again?
Kena or Kena? I don't know. Kena. Bridge of Spirits. I put a link in our chat room, by the way, where you can go and see everything that was shown off.
Oh, okay.
Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I haven't really been following along with that. And they showed off another trailer for Deathloop. Deathloop, Oh yeah, I forgot about
Anything
Knockout City. Knockout City was shown off.
I was about to say anything similar to Returnal, because that has a time travel type thing in it too as well, doesn't it? Deathloop.
Well, Deathloop is like multiplayer though. Mm-hmm. It's like PvP. That I think. I'm not exactly sure on Deathloop. Mm-hmm. See, I'm not sure on the pull of this. Like, what? I don't want to say what benefit do I have in dying in the game, but the game is
rinse, repeat. I'm guessing
right, but it's called Deathloop. In other words, I don't know. I feel like if you die and come back, you should have some sort of advantage.
Know what's coming. Right?
Because it's supposed to be, okay, I've done this before, so I know that that's going to come from here and that's going to come here. But if it's multiplayer, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out, you know? Okay. I'm not sure. And Knockout City, Ty TDL says Knockout City would be a good PS Plus game. I'm looking at you, Sony. Yeah, I saw something for Knockout City. I don't know where. I thought that was in this thing, but I don't see it now. There it is, Knockout City, a team-based dodgeball game. And it was in Nintendo's Direct. Yeah, okay, so it is going to be on the Switch. It did not, by the way, that was something else that I was like, nope. Not into that one either. But Deathloop, man, those trailers, I don't really care. The game, I have no expectations for the game, right? Mm-hmm. Because I've watched the trailers, and while it leaves me still wanting more to know about the game itself, the trailers that they've done for this thing have been fantastic. They have been stylish. They have gotten the theme down to a T as far as how they want to portray this thing, and it is just working on every single level that they try to make it work on. It is fantastic. Mm-hmm. Go back and watch every single trailer of Deathloop. I don't even know about the teasers, but I know the trailers that they've been doing have just been great. Just fantastic, the way they put them together. And this one was no different. No different at all. In fact, at the end of the show, we've got that song they used in there. I think it's called Deja Vu. We've got that as to play us out at the end of the show today. But there you go. There's your Sony State of Play. That is what we got from Sony.
I'm looking at this video of Knockout City that you were talking about.
It's a dodgeball thing. I'm not into it.
I'd rather play traditional dodgeball.
Right, or what was
running around the city? It's like there was
Super Dodgeball on the SNES.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of that what was the import game, S3 or something like that. It's kind of like that, or city-based running around taking out opponents with whatever weapon you had. I mean, replace the ball that people use in here with a gun or something, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
you got every other running gun type shooter in here, so it's a running gun shooter just with a ball instead of a gun. So I can see why that wouldn't stand out really. I mean, if it was a traditional dodgeball game, I'd take more interest in it if it was like that. Other than Super Dodgeball and NES, has anyone ever made another traditional dodgeball
type
video game? Yeah,
I'm not sure. You should look that up and see what you can find. Let's go to the phones. I don't know who this is, but hi, you're on in-game chat. Who's this?
Oh, it's Biloxi Gambler.
Oh, hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Good to hear y'all. Did you mention last week something about Until Dawn? You'd gotten it or something? I know you didn't play it this week. But...
No, I didn't play it. I did pick it up. Well, I say I picked it up. I already owned it. I owned it. Well, no, I never. No. I had it on like PS Plus or I don't know. I had it. I have it.
Right.
I own it, and I installed it on the system, but I have not played it yet.
Oh, you haven't played it yet?
Right.
Okay. Well, of course, I never would give a spoiler away anyway, but I want to say from listening to y'all's show there, and here's what I learned, is I pay more attention to who makes the game and who wrote the story. I'm going to tell you, the Until Dawn story I really enjoyed so much. And when you finish the game, you go, they don't beat you over the head with it by telling you exactly, like you're a first grader, this is A, B, and C. But when you think about it, it's a thinking game when you get through with it, and it's like, oh, all that makes sense now.
Okay.
And what I did was, because of your show, I said, okay, Supermassive Games, And let me see what else they have. Well, they have another game called Man of Medina, and then they have another game, Lost or something.
Right, they're doing it's called it's called the Dark Pictures Anthology.
Dark Pictures Anthology, yeah. It's a series of games like that,
one coming in December. So I would never, ever have gotten Man of Medina, except, that writer was so good because the story is so, so, so good. And I like that you can go back after you complete the game. You can go back and make different decisions and try to make it, go down a different storyline.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so far in both games they have, and I finished both games, and now I'm going back on both games, going back and replaying, trying to go down different storylines. Well, what if I could have killed this person? Well, but both games they share something where there's somebody you just, I guess one of you good gamers with good eyes that are younger that, are faster on the, y'all might could do it. I can't do it. I would love to go down this one different storyline, but I've given up on the first game, whatever it was called, Until Dawn.
Yeah.
But Man of Medina, that story, it was even better than Until Dawn, and Until Dawn was fantastic. So
that's great, man.
And I can't wait to try. There's a third game that's out, that's already out, but I'm not ready for it yet. I'm not through with these other two. And then in December, of course, it'll probably be delayed because of the pandemic. You know how that happened. So all the games will probably be delayed from their anticipated date, which is fine. I got plenty to do, and I'm retiring from my MLB The Show. This year, I had to announce my retirement because I'm 42. I'm as old as Tom Brady. Well, not me. I'm talking about my character.
Your character is 42. You had to retire your character. Okay, gotcha.
42.
You might want to explain that to listeners who didn't know.
Yeah, but my friend, she gave me the next latest the show game that's out, not the one that's coming out, but the next one. I stay a few years behind. But anyway, so when I finish this one, I can't wait to see what the graphics and music are on the next one, because she knows I love the game. I play the show at least one or two games every night. So anyway,
that's fantastic, man.
Anyway, that's all I have. But you're gonna like it Until Dawn, and you're not gonna know what's going on really till you finish it. You're gonna go, wow, wait a minute. You're going to want to go back and see it again.
Well, it's amazing that I've gone this long without being spoiled from that game, because I have not. I mean, that game came out. I just had I had Supermassive Games up here, and I was looking at it, and
the game came out in 2015. So
was it? Wow, yeah. I have not been spoiled on that game in that long.
Yeah,
you're right. 2015, and I haven't played Man of Medan either. That's 2019. Little Hope 2020, and then House of Ashes is the one coming out this year at some point. So now I will say this, and it's amazing that both Man of Medan, Little Hope, and House of Ashes, that is year after year after year. That's amazing for a game company to be putting out a new game every year. Mm-hmm. You don't get that a lot,
especially of this type. The character.
I understand.
Movie type. I mean, characters in studio, voicing things like that, and putting all this stuff together.
Yeah. So.
Well, the writer of Until Dawn, when I saw that he was the same writer for Man of Medan, I can't read what.
Hey, I used to call it Medea or whatever it was. I used to call it that as well but I was looking at the title right in front of me, and so that's why I called it Man of Medan.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Man of Medan then. Now I know how to pronounce it. But Man of Medan, he's the same writer on that. I said, well, let's see what he's got. And buddy, he does not disappoint. Yeah.
That's fantastic to hear, man.
When you finish Until Dawn. When you can, between all your Dynasty or Destiny, when you want to mix in some Man of Medan too, and then I'll be on Little Hope by then, but in the meantime, I'm replaying all these things again on both of these games.
Tell you what, buddy, sometime between now and the next time we do a show, I'm going to dig into Until Dawn for a little bit.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all's show a lot. I learned a lot, and thank you very much.
I appreciate you listening, man. Thank you. Yeah, if you want to get in a call, you can. 2729228 is the number. We're about to hit our next break here. We've got other things to go over here. Well, let's see. Some delays or cancellations, actually. We talked about the delay from Bungie as well. And, they talked about crossplay for Bungie. So we'll mention that as well. What else did we have? Sony's working on a new PSVR for PlayStation 5. That's kind of cool. Days Gone, which was a PS4 exclusive, is now coming to PC this spring, which is good to see. Apparently Sony is opening the door to their titles being released on PC. So, yeah, Outriders demo came out. I don't know who played that, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. Or, I don't necessarily know if I've heard a lot of good things, but the hype is strong for that game. The hype is very strong for Outriders. So we'll talk about that and more coming up on Endgame Chat. Music now from Super Ghouls and Ghosts, which I guess was the spiritual successor to Ghosts and Goblins. Is that what that was?
Yeah, Super Ghouls and Ghosts?
Yeah. Or Ghouls and Ghosts was spiritual Ghosts and Goblins, and then Super Ghouls and Ghosts for the NES.
Yeah, Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts and Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I think they just stuck with Ghouls and Ghosts from that point on.
Anyway. We'll be back with more Endgame Chat after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. This is music from Persona 5 Strikers or something? I don't know. I've never played a Persona game. There's 5 of them, apparently, and I've never played a single one. But this is music from it, so there you go. Like I said, we're going to close out with that Deathloop song just because it was really, really good. Normally, I don't use actual vocal stuff, but it was really good. It was really, really good. So,
Disco.
This is what that sounds like, exactly right. So we got an update on the crossplay that's coming to Destiny, or Dynasty, if you're Biloxi Gambler. Which is fine. I'll call it Destiny. It's been around as long as the Dynasty has. They did they did a state of the game or whatever it's called, but they did a huge update. And that's where we found out that the next expansion is getting pushed to next year. We found out that they're getting rid of sunsetting. And then we got an update saying crossplay is coming to the masses in Season 15. We are currently in Season 13, I think. I think we are. Let me see here. Current Destiny season. Yeah, we're on 13. So yeah, it's coming in Season 15. Says we'll be doing some internal rollouts and alpha tests in Season 14 to prepare for a widespread launch this fall. With crossplay, you'll be able to play with all of your friends no matter what platform you call home. And don't worry, we won't be matching console and PC players together in the PvP aspects, unless PC players specifically invite their console friends to play with them in the PC PvP pools. So, anyway, when that rolls around, RJ, I hope you re-up or buy something or whatever you've got to do so that you can play with us. through PlayStation, through your PlayStation while because not PvP stuff. I won't have to bring you in on that because I know you hate that aspect. Mm-hmm. But definitely run some raids and just do stuff together. Yeah. Just do stuff together. Yeah. So,
still fair warning though. My level is just ridiculously low, not anywhere near you and your teammates.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm still in the triple digits.
I'm just looking here. The update should provide the best. If console players want to go into the Crucible against PC players, they're able to do so by playing with PC friends. Otherwise, everyone be able to play together. And again, this brings me back to why I'm thinking Destiny is going to get a resurgence of player base coming back, killing off sunsetting, initiating crossplay. This is going to. I say this, I don't know, but I think this is going to really reinvigorate the series. Not that it needs it, but it's going to put more players into it because of that. It's already free to play.
Yeah.
You know, unless you get the new seasons and stuff like. Well, actually, the new season stuff is all free to play too. But there's certain aspects that you need to buy the expansions for. Otherwise, most of it's free to play, and there's a lot you can do with the free to play stuff. Anyway, I hope you come back. We'll be able to bring you in and Sarah, and I think Gersh Snort still plays this, and these are all the console players. And I think there's some other console players. It'll be nice. I really hope they fix the clan window thing.
Yeah.
Because right now I can't, the way it works, I would like to see who's on in our clan from both the console side and PC side. Regardless of whether or not I'm friends with them on Steam or console or whatever, I'd like to see if they're on. That was one of the nice things that Blizzard was doing when they were with Activision, I guess, not Blizzard, but when they were with Activision, and I had the app up or whatever it was, and I could see who's on and that sort of thing, and it didn't matter if we were friends or not. I could see all the people who were online in the clan. So I kind of wish they would go back to that, but yeah. So that's what we're getting for the crossplay aspect of that. Witch Queen got delayed. Another game that got delayed, but it's delayed indefinitely, was Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Game I was kind of looking forward to. They had some really great trailer for it, I think, last year for E3. But the Epic Game Store said we removed the ability to pre-purchase Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 on the Epic Game Store, as the release date of this title has been delayed indefinitely. In fact, they're getting a new developer. I don't know how far in development this game was, but the developer, Hardsuit Labs, has been taken off the project. This comes from Paradox Interactive. They revealed that the ongoing coronavirus pandemic has caused the publisher to delay several planned but not communicated releases. Bloodlines 2 was given particular attention. Not only has it been pushed out of this year, but it now appears an entirely new team will be concluding development. That does not bode well.
No, it doesn't. I mean, I'm pretty sure this happened before, but it's not like seamlessly.
Yeah,
like your coding doesn't match our type of coding, and we got to go back and fix what y'all did.
Or well,
and do
now you've got
something else.
Now you've got to work with this code that we've implemented, and you've got to go through it and see I don't know.
Yeah, or if it gets to the point where we can't work with this code, okay, start from scratch. Here comes a delay, and we'll do it that way. Yeah, that type of thing.
Yeah, it has been stricken with setback after setback. The lead writer was fired alongside the creative director a week after the game's delay into 2021. A few months later, the narrative designer left the team. These all occurred a year after a half-hour Gamescom demo that, while noticeably rough in spots, still showed plenty of promise. Yeah, Lethal Migrant says, I'm pretty sure that was Dev 2 or 3 that was taken off that game at this point. You're absolutely right. It has not been the best of life for that game. Nice trailer, though. Speaking of more delays, Cyberpunk 2077, their next patch has been delayed because of the situation that happened with their source code getting stolen and everything. Someone hacked into its IT infrastructure and made off with the source code for Cyberpunk 2077. 2 versions of The Witcher 3 as well, and the card game Gwent. Let's see. While we dearly wanted to deliver patch 1.2 for Cyberpunk at the time span we detailed previously, the recent cyber attack, and they're either on their knees thanking whoever they believe in for doing that, or, and this is, if I had a tinfoil hat, I'd put it on right now, they did it themselves. Or they had somebody do it.
Yeah, because I think we talked about it last week, how we said they're not giving in to any demands or whatever like that. It's just whatever. We got backup, so do what you will.
Because then they release like, oh, we're not going to make those dates we so wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh, darn. Shucks.
Possible, but yeah.
I mean, I doubt it. I legit think that they were broken into or they were hacked. I legit think that happened. Mm-hmm. Do I legit think that was any reason for them to slow down the development? I don't think so. Mm-hmm. It's not like somebody came in and torched the place.
Yeah. We're going to take the time building up our cybersecurity. Or
now, it says they stole. Maybe. Yeah, it says they made off with the source code for the game. I don't necessarily think that they took the source code and then deleted the original. I think they just stole it. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't think it was a situation where they were hindered by this. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem like it should have been.
Yeah, they said they had backup. So yeah,
I don't develop video games, so I don't know. I can't. Yeah. I don't want to speak on that, but it just doesn't seem like it's something that would have slowed them down. Mm-hmm. I mean, I get it. They would have diverted attention for a little bit.
Yeah, divert attention to something else, then go back to business. But yeah,
I just don't see why that would have done it. But it's awfully convenient for them to say, "Well, we are not gonna. It's gonna be delayed." Did it say when? Let's see. Our goal for while we dearly want to deliver in the time span that recent, unfortunately, will not happen. We'll need some additional time. We're now aiming for release in the second half of March. Oh. I don't know when this was supposed to be released, but that delay is not very much. So obviously it's not that bad. So yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I again, and my apologies to CD Projekt Red because I didn't read the rest of this article to know when they were aiming for this. Yeah. March seems fine. Yeah. That's Monday.
You see, in the chat room, the Bakov fans stated that the issue was that the whole studio, the whole studio was under ransomware attacks, couldn't access anything until they paid. Money.
I just thought they sold. I didn't know they put it under the whole thing where it's like, you can't do anything unless you pay us money. What does it say? Let me hang on just a second. Two versions. The letter was leaked online while the former two were put up for auction on the dark web. They were quickly sold, presumably for $7 million. I missed this one. This was Friday, February 12th, and I guess that was before. Yeah, we didn't do a show that weekend. Mm-mm. Someone spent a lot of money to acquire CD Projekt Red's stolen game and engine code. Just one day after hackers leaked the first source code for Gwent, an auction was held where they could offer the entirety of the stolen data to the highest bidder. The auction was held on a popular hacking forum on the dark web, and the bidding started at $1 million. The quoted buy now figure was $7 million for the whole thing, but it's not clear how much was actually paid before the auction ended. This is because the offer came from outside the forum where the auction was being held. The buyer also stipulated that the data would not be distributed or sold again in the future. Huh. Wow. I did not. That was something I did not know about. That one slipped through the cracks on me. Speaking of more, I don't want to say stealing or whatever, but court cases. A court ruled that Valve has to provide sales and pricing data to Apple as part of their ongoing legal battle with Epic Games. California magistrate judge ordered that Valve must produce historical sales, pricing, and other data for 436 games sold through its marketplace. Valve originally refused, deeming the task to be too much of a burden given that it is not a party in the case. However, the court ruled otherwise, offering the consolation, Apple has salted the earth with subpoenas, so don't worry, it's not just you. The judge also made one amendment. Apple originally requested sales data on each of the games reaching back to 2015, but the judge limited that to go to 2017. So, that is interesting. Let's see. I'm trying to read some more of this. Yeah, I was reading more on that sunsetting thing, and I think I'm just done with it. They killed it, and that's fine. So, let's see. What else do we have? Oh, speaking of Epic and court cases, they had a lawsuit, and they were I don't think they were ordered, but they settled the lawsuit with fake money. Fortnite players who purchased one of Save the World's randomized loot llamas will receive 1,000 V-Bucks. Whether you're a fan of random item loot llamas or not, with preliminary approval for a class action settlement, we're awarding 1,000 V-Bucks to anyone that purchased a random loot llama. While this settlement was for U.S. players only, we have decided to make this benefit available to players globally. There's no action needed on your part, and you should receive your V-Bucks within the next few days. So really, they spent real money, and they're getting fake money back.
Mm-hmm. So the Fortnite case involving loot boxes resolved with loot boxes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Epic, you got off easy on that one.
Mm.
That you're allowed to do that. And that looks bad on your part, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I say that. I haven't played Fortnite. I don't know. Is 1,000 V-Bucks a good deal? I have no idea.
It ain't money.
Well, that's the thing. It's not.
That's the point. It ain't money.
But they were already spending money on stuff in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's likely they would still spend money. I mean, if they gave that money back, they would probably still spend it on stuff in the game. I guess.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. They probably would, but maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. So, give them V-Bucks.
Yeah, no, maybe be the wake-up call that says, I need to get out of this or something like that.
Yeah, I talked about that. HP, Hewlett-Packard, which I don't really hear about. I mean, I know they're still in business, but they're acquiring HyperX for $425 million. HyperX is like a peripheral.
Peripherals, yeah.
Yeah, they make controllers.
Headsets,
and
yeah.
Headsets, yeah.
Headsets was at the Evo.
Yeah.
Evo. They were having they had a bunch of HyperX headsets on there. And Hewlett-Packard got them?
Yeah, HP has bought them. They're buying them $425 million. Lethal Migrant says, I love my HyperX headset. I'll have to look into that. I have a particular headset that I enjoy. It is a Turtle Beach headset from, I don't know how long. It is discontinued now. I had it for a while and it broke, and I had to buy a new one, but I had to search pretty hard to find one because they don't make them anymore.
Yeah.
And I did find one, and now I'm taking extra special care of it. I really, really like it. I tried using some others that I had around the house. I didn't actually buy anything new, but I really, really liked it. So, what else? We talked about that. State of Play, Destiny, and then Bungie, blah, blah, blah. Monster Hunter Rise coming to PC next year.
I honestly tried to give that game a shot, and I just really couldn't do it.
I tried as well.
It's one of those games where...
Actually, it was Monster Hunter World.
Monster Hunter World, yeah. That's my first foray into Monster Hunter, but I really could not get into it. It was the actual hunting aspect that killed it for me. The long droughts of searching between action is what took me out of it. But the mistake that I made, according to everyone who loves the game, is not playing it with friends in a party. It's not a game to go solo in. Mm-hmm. You want to have a party to play with, and I guess that stands true because something to break the monotony of hunting in that game, because that was the biggest drawback for me, the actual searching through the area for the monster you're trying to get hold of.
For me, it just never, the loop or whatever it is for it never put it, never grabbed me.
It didn't hook you. Yeah,
it never did.
Hook you. It just didn't hook
never
you.
did.
But you gave it a legitimate shot.
I did. No. I did for a good while. I gave it a good shot, and I kept, and it's weird because I would be away from it for a while, and I'd be like, man, I can't wait to get home and play some more of that. Mm-hmm. And then I would, and after a while, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'm not just
just not feeling it.
It never did it.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah,
got
say,
into it.
look, some titles are like that, popular or not. If it just doesn't hook you, it doesn't hook you.
Yeah, it didn't. So, sorry, I'm looking at that HyperX headset. That is not bad. The look of it's not bad. I got to figure out if it's, I got to use it to see if it's. Mm-hmm. And there's another issue. I talk about Valheim being $20, and I'm not sure if I want it or not.
Yeah.
Here's a $150 headset.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a $160 headset. Mm-hmm. What if I don't like it? What if it doesn't work out? Hey, probably have a better way. Yeah, Amazon probably let me return it if you can buy it from there, I guess. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember going back to back when you could go to these convention things. Back when I could go to PAX.
Yeah.
There would always be 2 or 3 peripheral makers and headsets things and that sort of thing that would be there.
Right there to try it out so you can see for yourself.
And I never did because I had the one at home that I really enjoyed. I never really put a lot of thought into my headsets for my PC gaming.
Yeah.
Until obviously mine broke, and then it's like, oh, wait, they're not making this anymore. I need to find something. I found that one again, but I don't know how easy it'll be the next time that one breaks on me.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a couple from Turtle Beach that still work, so I had no reason to get another headset.
And I don't right now, although I feel like everybody should have a backup ready to go. Mm-hmm. Because usually when these things break, it's because you're either about to use it and it's not working, or it just dies while you're in the middle of using it. Yeah, that's the only time you know. Yeah, and at that point, it's like, well, I need another headset. Yeah,
and it's not like HyperXs were super expensive. I mean, you had price ranges that you could was affordable for.
Yeah, I was just going off the one Lethal Migraine said he had, which is the HyperX Cloud Mix. Mm-hmm. Which, if I get anything, it would not be Bluetooth. I would get wired. Yeah. I don't know why. I'm weird on that when it comes to my.
I ain't going nowhere. I just get a wire that hooks up. Fine. I got a seat. I'm sitting in it.
When it comes to my mouse and keyboard and my headsets, I'm very much a wired. As far as PC is concerned, I'm very much a wired person.
Same here.
Although Sony makes a fantastic wireless headset. Mm-hmm. And I think Microsoft now makes an Xbox or a wireless headset for the Xbox. Mm-hmm. But the one for Sony was fantastic. Yeah. It's an option. Oh, okay. I thought you had to get one or the other, but it's an option. You can go wired or Bluetooth with it.
Okay.
Interesting. I never could understand people that use like wireless mice. Like, your battery's going to die eventually. And
I think I've heard stories about people like that crucial moment when they had to move over to this thing and the thing just died in the middle of it. You're stuck.
I don't need to know. I don't need to be constantly worried about when is this thing going to die on me.
Yeah.
Even though that's with anything, I think that's with anything that's either electronic or even human. Mm-hmm. I don't want to have to worry about when this thing is going to die on me. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't like that thought. So,
I'm looking at the PlayStation HyperX peripherals here, and it's like it ranges from 25 to 80. So nothing too expensive here. Be good for a backup at least, because I don't have a real backup for my PS4 actually. The other Turtle Beach I got is for it's a much older model. That I use on PC.
Yeah, PlayStation headset is just fantastic. Hey, we got more news. Well, in the games none of us touch, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes are coming to Nintendo Switch. For a lot of people, I think that's huge news for them. I think it is amazing news for them. I think they're overjoyed about it. I guess. I don't know. I am not in the Pokemon community type thing. I don't know. I don't travel in those circles or even pay attention to those thoughts. It's nothing. It's never been a thing for me.
Yeah, I mean, we understood. I mean, we really understood the popularity of it during the Pokemon Go phase that was going through the world. Really.
Yeah.
And we had it here. And we had folks at what was it? Anchor Mortgage. There was a spot in Pokemon Go, and people coming to Anchor Mortgage in town to try to find it. And then you remember that spot in Central Park, New York, Folks were like flooding the streets trying to find this ultra rare. It was rumored to be in that area, so folks was like running through traffic trying to get to that spot late at night. There was a video of it somewhere a while back, and I remember that. Wow, it's gotten this big, just random spots put in this game that people will go to. I mean, I've seen news reports of people hit by cars.
Oh yeah.
Falling off stuff, trying to get to an area that they couldn't get to, trying to with their device in hand, trying to get to the spot, trying to get the latest Pokemon.
Nabokov fan says they need that Red and Blue remake. That would be that would be a big deal if they did a remake of Red and Blue, because I think those are like one of the first. But yeah, I'm with you, Lethal. I've never played a Pokemon game. I don't mind people who are fans of it. It's just never pulled me in. So.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know this, but Sony Japan Studio is apparently closing. Sony's Japan Studio was ceasing wasn't so much a surprise. Gravity Rush and Silent Hill creator departed late last year, taking some of the scene. But Japan Studio is an odd little outfit, and while you'll be familiar with the logo from startup screens from countless PlayStation classics, most of its work has been done in tandem with external partners. Demon Souls, its most recent release, was in partnership with Blue Point Games. The Last Guardian, which was one of the most high-profile, was in tandem with Japan Studio alumni Fumito Ueda's team at Gen Design.
Oh, boy.
The last game that was an original Japan Studio joint was Knack 2.
I'm going to have to get with you about pronouncing Japanese names, man.
You really will. You're better at it than I am. That's what I was curious about, was because I was like, oh, wait, those guys did Last Guardian and all those other things.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that to go away. Because I want them to continue making those games, sort of. They weren't necessarily all connected, but they did have, a central theme, I think, was you and somebody else. So, I don't know. I really enjoyed at least the 3 games I played that I know that they worked on, which was Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, Last Guardian. And they may have done some other stuff that I really enjoyed as well, but those 3 really stick out to me. So it was going to be sad to see those go. And I'm not exactly sure why that they're leaving. Anything else? I don't know. What did you play? Anything? I'm going to try and play Until Dawn and got more Destiny to go. We're going to do a raid tonight. Okay.
I'm going to see if I can squeeze more new details out of MLB 21 the show. Also need to start working on Street Fighter 5, see what they've done with my main character, Nash.
I'm going to see if I'm in that Xbox Insiders program to see if I can get that show as well.
Street Fighter 5, see what I can do with Nash, because I know they got some changes made with him. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they've given him a quicker attack. I think they gave him a 3-frame attack, which will help me, especially in the countering game. And also got to get some time in with my Sega Genesis Mini, which we were talking about in the chat room. I got to spend some time there. And if you said if there's a way to stream with that thing, I don't know. I'll have to do some online searching to see if there's a possibility.
You could do it with your Elgato, I think.
Look up to it.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but I know an Elgato could be something that you could use. This is going back. I don't know about now, but I remember back when you didn't have that option, as far as like streaming wasn't as easy as what Twitch can do and all these other things can do now.
Yeah.
With like OBS and stuff like this, Elgato was a thing. Well, you could do it. No, maybe not.
Well, like I said, I just got to do the research on it and see what happens when because I do have an Elgato, the older one. I see what happens when I hook it up and see what happens.
Maybe, I don't exactly know.
Yeah.
Didn't you buy that from me or?
No, I got that Elgato. I got from Amazon, I believe. No, it was on sale through Newegg, I believe. I got it.
Do I still have one? Maybe I still have one.
I bet you do. Yeah.
I want to say I picked one up back then, and I never even opened the box.
So other than that, I got to spend some more time on PGA 2K21. I've got to get my timing down because
it happens a lot with me, by the way.
I still got to get my timing down and see if I can get my swing right, and see if I can go on the course and get some good scores and XP and get that handicap where I wanted to be.
All right.
So yeah.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us in the chat room and on Steam, on the radio. Everybody, thank you so much for listening to us. We do appreciate it. Go to ingamechat.net. Join us on Twitter, Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Twitch channel. And join our Discord. We're going to put links up on our Facebook page, our Twitter. We're going to throw all that stuff out there for you so you guys can join our Discord. Have a fantastic week, everybody. We will see you next Saturday. Music here from Deathloop. It's their song called Deja Vu. But, yeah, see you later.